first and foremost, let's get into the grassroots segment. I remember we feature Ibis Football Club first. ibisfootballclub@gmail.com is where you need to email if you want to play for us and you need more information. And that's also where you get registered as well. Also, facebook.com/ibis.fc, IBIS.FC is where you can find us on Facebook. And also twitter.com/ibis, IBIS_football, or @ibis_football on Twitter. Also, ibisfc.co.uk, ibisfc.co.uk is the official website for all things Ibis FC, the team that I call home and the team that, well, I now captain the fours, but we'll get into that in a sec. Training is every Wednesday from 7:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. every single Wednesday in Battersea Park at the all-weather astro turf pitches next to the Children's Adventure Playground just off Prince of Wales Drive. So get yourself down there. Matches are on Saturdays and anywhere within the M25. Where you play, north, south, west, whatever, is dictated by the team you play for. If you come and play, you might be lucky enough to play with me and the boys in the fours. I love that. Why are you sniggering for? Are you sniggering when I said that? What? This one's sniggering when I said that. You're fired. It's all that was. But the results from Saturday, 14th of September 2013, HSBC 2, Ibis 1s 2. The former Old Latimerians, who now make up our ones, I make up our ones, drew 2-all. Wearside Rangers 2, Ibis 2s 2. I think Phil Obi and Alex Minchell scoring. Minch has been in good goal scoring form for the twos this season. The Ibis Freeze won 5-4 against Old Salesians. Phil Stevens getting 2 goals. Ben Shaw getting 1. Laghan getting 1. And I think that's Callum Scott got 1 as well. And the Ibis Fours, we lost 6-2 against South Bank Kwarko Fifths. Pete Snell and John East getting the goals. I'm going to come into those right now because a match report done by yours truly, Straight Shooting LJA, on the Fours match. Well, a tough start to the season was underlined by the punishment of mistakes by our oppo this week. And we did have a late dropout and a couple of late arrivals, but we also had a late addition in goal. So a bit of rejigging was actually done by yours truly on the starting 11. After a good warm-up, my first game as Ibis Fours captain got underway. I was very proud. And with Boney on the sideline helping us with instructions, we did go 1-0 up during a very positive first 20 to 25 minutes as Pete Snell's speculative effort, must be said, I know G-Man, you saw it. It was one of them was Pete Snell's speculative effort ended up as a goal of the week contender.
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic volley. Outside of the right foot. Great hit from about, 20, 25 yards out? Yeah. Great hit. It was a fantastic strike. But after that, we did sit back and start overplaying the ball, and we conceded somewhat of a sloppy goal against the runner play, it has to be said. But one of the goals we did concede, I can't remember whether it was the second or the third. I think it was the second that I was legitimately directly culpable for. I actually got the ball, came inside from the left-hand side when I should have really turned out. Lost the ball, and we did get instantly punished for it. So it's one of them. Some may say captain's log. That was more like a captain's botch. But anyway, on that one. But we ended up 3-1 down at halftime, and it does have to be mentioned that during the first half, after the third goal we conceded, we had to make a quick substitution kind of on the fly because frustration began to rear its head when one of our players actually stormed off. I'm not going to name names because I like him. He's cool. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to bring him out. But it's one of them was. Halftime came, and we did try to keep our heads up. And with Namo and Boney on for Kendall and Jordan, in a move that I made to try and get more of the ball in the middle, in terms of possession, we started the second half but we just couldn't keep hold of the ball for any extended period of time, especially midfield, which eventually became our undoing as our back four was actually under constant pressure, and me included in that. We did actually get it back to 3-2 with John East getting himself on the score sheet with a low-placed effort into the bottom right-hand corner. Bottom left-hand corner, but the joy from that was actually short-lived because we ended up conceding another 2, and in the aftermath of the 5th goal, we conceded. I actually had to come off due to picking up a back injury after landing extremely awkwardly, trying to stop the 5th goal. And so from the sidelines, I tried to survey the game and get things going. After getting Kendall back on at left back, after Namo had been switched to left mid to get Mark Furness into the middle of the park, the returning Mark Furness after 18 months out, to get a bit more control and a bit more bite in the middle of the park. This one was the guys carried on and ended up conceding one more goal to make it 6. But oddly enough, for like the last 15-20 minutes or so, we actually played like we did in the first 20 minutes. We were passing the ball around nicely, and we're keeping the ball well. But the damage had already been done. So we ended up seeing out the game with no more conceded. And an honourable mention to the G-Man, the man who sits next to me most weeks. Every week, who came on from Pete Snell and put on a good shift at right mid. But for somewhat of a disjointed side, there were a few positives to take. But the one thing that was underlined is that this season was going to be a challenge. But challenges are there to be overcome. And hell, promotion is the aim. And remember, you can't change the past, but we can change the future. So hopefully we will. But it's one of them was, man, the Ibis 4 is not starting off well. But I'm straight shooting LJ, and that has been my opinion on that match. G-Man, would you agree with my summation of that match?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
My back is still killing, bro.
I said, like, the first 25 minutes, I thought the Ibis played quite good football, Ibis 4s, and Pete Snell's goal was a corker. From the sidelines, it didn't actually look like it was going in because it was off. I think it was the outside of his boot.
Yeah, the outside
and it was curling.
Right, yeah. But I asked him after the game, "Did you mean that?" And he was like, "Yeah, no, I did catch it exactly how it was."
Okay,
so he did mean it.
But it was a sweet shot that went into the top right hand corner. But yeah, I said like once the goal had been scored, I think both teams were very relaxed in the way they started to play. And there was a lot of balls being lost in the centre midfield, and then a couple of balls went over the top, and then a goal went in. And then another goal went in, and then there was the little incident with, frustration. Another goal went in, one got caught back, and I don't know what happened in the second half, but it was a good little run out for everyone. And as you said at the end of the day, you know what? There is going to be rust. There's going to be ring rust, and all we've got to do is think about it. Learn from the mistakes and get on with next week.
Yeah, I mean, we've got, 19 more league games. We've got a cup game coming up against Old Actonians this week. So it's one of them ones. We got more than enough time to address what went wrong. So it's one of them ones, man. It's frustrating. It was frustrating. But the second team we feature on the grassroots segment is Haringey Borough Women's FC. Their club info, they're located at Coles Park, White Hart Lane, Tottenham, London N17 7JP. They do have a Facebook page, Haringey Borough Women's FC, so have a look for that. Private group, but ask, I'm sure they'll let you in. At HBWFC1 is their Twitter account, and their website is www.haringeywomensfc.co.uk. They train on Tuesday and Thursday evenings from 7:30 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. at Northumberland Park Community School, Truelock Road, London N17 0PG. And their match days are on Sundays. So big shout to Mr. Kendall Campbell, who is a teammate of mine on the Ibis 4s, and is also supplying us match reports. And he's the fitness and goalkeeping coach at Haringey Borough Women's FC, and also deals with media communications and PR as well. But Haringey Borough Women's FC 1, Billericay Town 4, location Coles Park from September 15th, 2013. Kickoff was 3 o'clock in the Eastern Region Women's League. A big improvement on last week's dismal performance against the same opponents saw Borough leading at half-time thanks to a 25-yard effort from Julia Carruthers, which the visitors' keeper could only help on its way into the top corner. But Borough's efforts on goal were comparatively few, and despite valiant defending, it was asking too much to expect to hold out against virtually 45 minutes of relentless pressure when the visitors, as was to be expected, stepped up a gear in the second half and totally dominated the game. After equalising within the first minute, they went on to add a further 3, and Angela Kopek in the Borough goal was in regular action throughout. For Borough, Shelley Minette forced a sprawling save from the keeper. She nudged the corner goalwards, and Joselina Ferreira was desperately unlucky not to score with virtually the final kick of the game, having outrun the defence from the halfway line and pushed the ball past the advancing keeper on the edge of the area, only to see it drift inches wide of the far post. So 4-1 Haringey Borough Women's FC went down, and the Borough squad was Angelina Kopek, Jade Harris, Carla Parker, Shelley Minette, Lorraine Gabidon, Karen Nichols, Natalie Silver Knight, Daria Kaminska, Kerry Godfrey, Stephanie Cooper, Joselina Ferreira, Julia Carruthers, Roxanne Eshon, Amy Lancaster, and Naomi Graham. Staying in the Eastern Region Women's League, we go to Stevenage Borough Ladies FC, www.clubwebsite.co.uk/Stevenage BOROFC, Borough FC. Their Facebook page is Stevenage Borough Ladies FC, and their first team is in the Eastern Region Premier Division, and their second team, their reserves team, are in the Eastern Region South. They play Sunday afternoons, and their home pitch is the Codecote Sports and Social Club, Berry Lane, Codecote SG48XX. We have a match report from them too, which has been supplied by manager Dave Potter. And that is the first team were home to Great Shelford. Was always going to be a tough game with key players missing and a few carrying injuries, and was on the end of a 6-3 defeat. When the chips are down, you have to take the positives from every game, and to score 3 against a good team that had conceded 4 goals in 4 games was good, and that our current top scorer, Nicole Hogan, got another brace, giving her 7 in 4 games. The reserves, who were away to Hutton in the League Cup after beating them 6-1 the week before, on paper, Stevenage were favourites, but I don't think Hutton looked at the odds because they fought the whole game. Stevenage took an early lead in the second minute and controlled the game for the rest of the half, but failed to add any more. As the second half went on, Hutton grew in confidence and equalised. With time running out and the game poised for extra time, Hutton took the lead with 10 to go. Stevenage threw everything at Hutton, and in the last few minutes scored after a great run down the left from Katie Tempest, who then laid the ball back to Alex North, who hit it from 20 yards out into the top of the net. So extra time appeared to be too much for Hutton, and with them running out of steam, Stevenage sealed the win with goals from Katie Grehan and Beth Page. So a win for the Stevenage Borough Ladies reserves, but a defeat for their first team. A defeat for Haringey Borough Women's FC, and also a defeat for the Ibis 4s as well. But the Ibis 3s won 5-4, the Ibis 2s drew 2-2, and the 1s drew 2-2 as well. So, mixed bag in terms of results. What do you reckon, G-Man? You wanna say a little something about it?
Well, you know what? There's not much more I can say about it, to be honest. Yeah, like you said, mixed bag of results. But taking one of your phrases, up the Ibis.
Yeah.
Using it on up the Haringey, and maybe I shouldn't say it in that way. But and up the Stevenage.
I hear that, man. I hear that. Mike Hardeman has said, "Well done, Stevenage girls reserves." So, I mean, Dave Potter, are you with us? Oh, Dave, are you with us? Oh, we might have to come back. We might have to come back to Dave actually. Oh, Dave, yeah, are you there? Oh. I don't know if Dave's got his mic on today. But yeah, man, that's it. But I want to give a quick shout out actually to the Southern Amateur League at Glemnet SAL on Twitter and the Amateur Football Alliance at Amateur FA on Twitter. They're also both on Facebook as well. Facebook.com/VSAL1907 is the Glemnet SAL page, and www.southernamateurleague.co.uk is the official website. And also the AFA www.amateurfa.co.uk is the official website, and they're also on Facebook too. Big shout out to Mr. Andrew Copeland as well, who is an SAL and AFA representative and one of our most recent Pitch Talk Meets guest. So it was a pleasure having him, and it was a pleasure seeing him also at Alexandra Park FC for their launch event, which was held in association with 14 as well, the company 14. We got to meet Philippe Wick, the CEO there, the co-founder Christian Carambeau. We got to meet Robert Perez, and we also got to meet Dave McLaughlin, who is the chairman at Alexandra Park FC. Mr. Ray Gerlach as well, among others as well. So it was fantastic. Big shout to Mr. Ray Gerlach and also Mr. Dave McLaughlin of Alexandra Park FC.